All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, sit up. Maxo. Maxo yame. Shomani. Hey. Okay. Hey. Hey, jumping place. So today we're going to continue the class from last week where we worked on kihon and stances, left foot forward, and particularly how your knees, hips, and shoulders track when you're doing movements. Switch. So the idea is you're still doing your regular techniques, but you're trying to accentuate on the major joints and how they move. Trying to avoid anti-patterns like bad knees or improper hips. Okay. Right ankle or left ankle around. So again, we focus on knees, hips, and shoulders. Since we'll be traversing this time, moving forward and back, knee, we will be focusing a little more on the skull. It's easier to see where the head's moving than it is to see where the spine and shoulders move. Okay, side, hip. Okay, so this is going to be a class where I have lines on the wall, so it helps you track. Other foot, right ankle around. So again, traversing today will be moving forward and back, not pivoting. Reverse, reverse ankle. Okay. Knee. And hip. Okay. Feet apart, hips around. Reverse. Shoulders. Reverse. Arms. Reverse. Crossing. Palms up. Hands over shoulders. And twisting. Left leg bend, both feet flat. Long stance. Push your groin open. Ankle over. Hips forward. Hands to the floor. And lean back. Other side. Both feet flat. Ankle over. Hips forward. Hands flat. And lean back. Stand up. Head up now. Left and right. Ear to shoulder. And around. Reverse. And check it out. Turn on, shorten your gi. All right, reverse. Okay, so again, focus on knees, hips, instead of shoulders, head, because we're traversing, not necessarily pivoting. So again, the same things apply from earlier. You want to have a healthy movement in your joints, and you want to make sure that things are tracking correctly. There will be small deviations and some things, but there's just general guidelines you can apply to. Again, I have lines on my floor and my wall to help you perceive the lateral and vertical motions as well. So let's start with Zenkutsu dachi, in and out. Okay, so again, last class we did shokuzuki, soto uke, and uchi uke. So same thing this time, instead coming in, orizuki, chokuzuki. So chest straight, not necessarily kazamizuki, chest straight. And then we'll do the next set, soto uke, soto uke. Okay, so left leg forward, right? Okay. No speed, no power, focusing on, think about where your joint should be, okay? Orizuki forward, stepping back, chokuzuki, which means you're square hip the entire time. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju, sotoke, ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju, uchuke, ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju, yame. So same thing other side, but I'm going to put a metric for you guys. When you're moving forward, in and out, which leg takes all the weight as you're traversing? The leg that moves or the leg that stays? The one that stays. Okay, so again, as you're moving, you're planting your weight into that leg, which means structurally it's a very important leg. So one of the things I absolutely hate to see is this. Where someone's knee kind of points out to the side because they're trying to pull their hip in, and then they straighten out later. Okay? Or the opposite one, where they squeeze too much, they use too much power, and they kind of pinch their knees together and actually point their knee off to the side. So not straight, but off the side, and then explode out. Okay? This one's an overcompensation when you point your knee out and you're trying to open your hip and then pull your leg in. Not good for your knee. And same thing the other one, you're trying to pinch too much. Yeah. Or just overusing your groin. So here's the metric. Okay, so this makes my knee highly visible in the frame. And furthermore, if I do something like this, then my knees, you'll see my knee move like my belt. That's not what you want. Same thing here. If I do this, you see my knee move like a belt. And ideally, my belt will move. My knee belt's not going to move. It's going to wobble a little bit because your knee is moving forward and back, but it should not be crossing in any way. So I want you to think about drilling your knee toward the person. So as you, instead of don't just stand your knee, but actually push your knee into them, then straighten out. And when you go back, I want you to think sit on your knee, then come back. So again, this is a structural joint in transition. It's bearing all the weight. Okay? So again, let's do other leg. Okay, so right leg forward, but I'm gonna use my left leg. Okay, same thing. Okay, same count, half speed, but think about what your knee is supporting. Okay? So orizuki first 10, orizuki chokuzuki, sotoke, sotoke, and then uchuke, uchuke. Remember, push your knee. Even if you're moving half body, still keep your knee pointing to your opponent. Ready? Ich, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push that knee, keep it straight. Sotoke. 1, 2, even half body. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 우측에 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on. All right. So your supporting leg, you thought about it quite a bit, should be a little sore right now. You're 30 reps on it, drilling your weight through your knee. So again, you don't want your knee to wag and wobble. That's not structure good. The moment you start transitioning, you're locking down your knee. It becomes it becomes load bearing. You're not bringing your foot up as much this way, but it is a load bearing joint at that point in time. It is taking all of your weight plus the energy of motion. Okay. The next one. I have this vertical line right here. That's straight up and down. Let's do an exercise first to illustrate something, and then we'll clamp down on what the mechanics are. So again, left leg forward, Zenkutsu dachi. Okay, so right hand out, yakuzuki. Okay, so 2 counts. First count, Masuba dachi, chokuzuki. Put your feet up together, ich. And then stepping in, oruzuki, knee. Okay. So when you're in stance, your right hand's extended. Okay, going back, Masuba dachi, left hand, chokuzuki, ich. Okay. Stepping back, yakuzuki, knee. Okay. Slow, two counts in rhythm. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now this time, 2 moves, 1 count. So, okay, so you step up, punch your left hand, but momentarily then transition to oruzuki. Punch your left hand in the middle, oruzuki, yakuzuki. Left, oruzuki. Left, yakuzuki. Okay, so 2 moves, 1 count. Right hand out. Ready? Ich, knee. 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Yamai. Okay. So this is an exercise where doing it slow is not the same as doing it fast. Because when you move slow, at some point in time, gravity's going to take over. And if you do not bring your feet together, if you do not bring your feet close to the middle, center of gravity, you're going to tip over. So if you do this and leave your shoulders, you're going to tip. But for the purpose of this exercise, I want you to pay attention to where my head is relative to the blue line, okay? I'll do 4 slow, then 4 fast. So first the slow ones. Now the fast ones. What's the difference between the blue line and my skull between slow and fast? My head's shifting. Okay. So when we did slow, we didn't want to do this. Put our feet together and leave our head over here. Okay. But when we're doing it fast, it's momentarily. So your head pretty much stays on the blue line. Obviously, I'm doing it slow. I have to drift more. When I do it fast, head straight. Okay. If you ever spot someone who's really good in kumite, or someone who's not good in kumite, this is the first thing you'll see. They'll duck their head in as they bring their feet together. Someone good in kumite, their nose goes straight to the target. Bam! You don't see their head deviate. The head just goes straight in. You don't see this kind of bob and weave, unless they're actually trying to move around, but their head, boom, the whole body straight at you, including their hips. Their feet do something different. Their feet will crescent. They surely won't do this. Okay. So we have to do two things here. One, crescent step your feet. Okay, so pinch your knees, but at the same time, keep your posture. So you have the blue line for my skull. I'm gonna take this plastic mug here. These are my feet in line. This will be easy to avoid. My feet would go straight up. I kick that mug, okay? But that's a little too easy. I'm not gonna put it way over here on the X, which is my center of gravity, because then I have to come way over too much. My head would drift. So I'm gonna put it halfway between, which is kind of where the inside of my shoulder is right now. So in other words, if I were to bring my feet together, my feet at least come inside my shoulders. Okay, so I'm almost touching, I'm pretty much crossing over the blue-red X here, okay? So again, I am still crescent stepping, okay? And if I kick that, that means I'm not crescent stepping. And I'm also trying to keep my skull on the blue line as much as possible. In other words, keep my weight from having inefficiency and moving side to side. If I'm going that way, there's not much advantage in doing this side to side with my center of mass, okay? So let's try that. Again, same leg, okay? So we do speed this time. You don't have to have a metric, but if you got something you're willing to kick into the wall, you can put it on the floor, but don't use a real mug. If you hit that, it might just, portion will hit. That's just abusive, Alex. Yeah, so again, not directly in front of your rear foot, but just inside where your shoulder would be, okay? So again, you're trying to crescent step past it and make sure your feet are doing the right thing while your skull is staying straight. It may be hard for you to see that, but at least you can see me. You got a pop, Armando? All right. Okay, so just inside your shoulder a little more, Armando, like not in front of your foot. Yeah, right there. Okay, so again, let's do this at speed. I want you to have the crescent step. Okay, so one count each way. Two punches, one count. Ready? Start with right hand out. Okay, try to keep your skull straight. Ready? Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Go. Rock. Sich. Hatch. Two. Two. 10 more. Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Go. Rock. Sich. Hatch. Two. Two. Ah. Yummy. Okay. Other leg. Alex, you mind if I spotlight you for a moment? All right. Spotlight. All right. So let's go, Alex. I'll count. Ready?
It asked if I wanted to unmute.
Okay. So go ahead and count it out, Alex, again. Actually, move Mr. Plushie closer inside. You're cheating. It's outside your feet. Yeah, inside your shoulder. Right under where your patch would be. All right, there we go. All right, ready? Count it out, Alex. 10 going in, or 10, well, one count each forward, and then 10 with speed after that. Ready? Hajime.
Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Rock. Shich. Hutch. Q. Chew. Keep going.
Speed.
Right. H. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go.
Thank you, Alex.
No plushies were harmed in the making of this video.
I'll make sure I put that disclaimer at the beginning.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so next one. So again, that was working on keeping your torso straight. Okay. And we've already worked on the knee, keeping it straight. So next one is actually, I'm going to show a little excerpt from dynamic karate. So again, dynamic karate is Nakayama's book. So in chapter 2, here we go. Chapter 1 is stances. Chapter 2 is applying the power in the hips. Okay, so a lot of this is traversal and moving forward and back. As you see, he's doing a famous move from Jite where you go from kibidachi to kibidachi with your both arms up. So particularly, he shows the good patterns, what you should be doing, and he also shows anti-patterns. For example, this is Funakoshi Sensei who was showing what the hips are tilting, or this first picture over here, he's over tilting his shoulder and kind of cocking in, or this middle picture where his hips are unlevel as he's moving. Most of us at this rank, you're not really going to see that once you get above green belt. But the particular picture, which I really like, which I use for the cover of this, is this issue. So obviously the anti-pattern is here. We're going from front stance to front stance. He literally stands up and straightens his knees. Okay. So although the picture is not super clear here in the middle, he's actually keeping both knees bent. So the question is, when do you straighten that back leg? So the idea is this red line, if I'm doing a technique, my level should be the same to that. Just like I mentioned, the experienced kumite fighter, when they're coming in at you, they won't have this awkward movement in their stance. They'll actually go straight at you. There won't be any deviation. It will be a straight shot. That includes for their height. Unless they're trying to hop around and change distance, when they go in, their height is going to stay the same. There's not going to be this moment with a really low. Nope, I can't demonstrate this very well. Here we go. Let me get further back. With a really low, they come up and then they come down. That's not going to happen. They're going to have a movement that their skull stays underlined the entire time. So what this means, I'll let you guys figure out in terms of how to do that. So for this exercise, we're going laterally. Okay, so I'm going to go sideways so you can see me. Let's see, my head. Yeah, my head's pretty much underlined. Nope. Okay. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap so that if I do go up, you'll see me cover it. So there should be a little bit of daylight between the top of my head, or wall, top of my head and the red line. Okay. At no point in time should my head be in the red line, because that means I'm standing up in my stance. Okay. So again, let's do the same thing we were doing before. 2 punches, 1, 2, stepping in. Okay. Ready? Start right hand out. Okay. Take it medium speed first, not so slow that you have to hike up on one leg. A medium speed enough where you can do 2 counts, 2 techniques, 1 count. Okay. But keep understanding what your supporting leg does. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, suchi. Sorry, the tape's sticking to my foot. Hachi, kyu, ju. Okay. So remember, don't do this either. Low, high, low. Okay. So not only should the line be level, my spine should be straight up and down. Okay. No point in time to have a hunchback or tilted back, trying to squeeze under the line. So keep your posture and keep your stance. So again, now more speed. Okay. Try to drive that leg in there. Keep it from wobbling. Keep it compressed. And keep it strong and stable. Okay. Right hand out. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, suchu, hachi, kyu, ju, 10 more. H, B, come, G. Don't drift at the end. Go. Look. Sich. Hutch. Q. Q. Come here. So I comment made about not drifting at the end. That equates to this. So my head's in line. Boom. Keep it straight. Boom. Not moving slow. But what you don't want to do is, sometimes you see this someone in bad posture. You see them lean at the very end. The very end technique. They'll be fine all the way up through. They'll be fine, 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 fine. But when they land their technique, all of a sudden they let their back go. Anchor your technique on your lower spine. All right. Other leg. Right leg. Alex, do you mind I put you on camera for this one? So I think, do you have room to go sideways? Let's try that. Spotlight. Unmute. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking for a reference point, Alex, but I guess we'll just keep your head underneath the chandelier.
I have tape here. Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah, so I guess her head should be always in front of the whiteboard or underneath the hanging light. That's the best metric we can do at this point in time. Okay, so go ahead. So that was, you did left leg initially, now it's right leg?
Okay.
Nope. Okay. So this one, you have a better leg and a supporting leg. So before I gave you guys the left leg, now you get the right leg. Okay. Amano, drop in the stance, Bounty. Ready? Okay, Alex, count it out. 10 medium, 10 fast. Hajime.
H, Ni, Sun, Shi, Go, Rook, Shich, Hutch, Q, Chu. It's time speed.
B.
Okay. H, Ni, Sun, Shi, Go, Rook, Shake, Hutch, Q, Chew.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so again, we went over 3 major points: knees, head, and spine. So the knees being the first one, make sure your knees don't wobble on the way in and out. You don't want this stance that kind of opens up and closes. You know, your hips open and close, but your stance stays on. The second one we did, going in and out, we wanted to avoid torso wobbling. So in other words, when you go in and out, you want to avoid this kind of hiking up and moving side to side. So that'd be equivalent walking out like this. Not a very efficient way to walk. You know, you're not using your knees. You're not actually bending your knees to walk. You know, you have straight knees, that's how you walk. You have bending knees, which means as you go in, you're going to dynamically load your balance as you go in. Third one we did, again, is bending your knees to make sure you're not having a bumpy walk, okay, a bumpy stance where you're losing energy going up and losing energy going down. So mechanically, you're going to bend your knee more as you get in there. So sometimes it feels like you're actually going down because you're bending your knee. Your ankle is going to bend no matter what. Your ankle obviously is going to rotate because your feet stay flat to the floor. Okay, but your knee cannot stay at the same angle. If your knee stays the same angle, then you're going to hike up in the middle of your stance. So you need to press your knee to maintain stability and press your knee so it bends through the stance. So the idea is that supporting knee is going to be loaded with power the entire time. Okay. So let's check it out. So Armando, can you count? Let's go through 30 techniques of in and out. Okay, so you do the first 10, full speed, full power, Oizuki. Aleph, you do the second 10, Sotoke. Chuck, do you have a microphone you can turn on?
I do.
Okay. Okay, apparently you have 3 microphones. Well, can you say that again, Chuck? Let me see if you have an echo. Actually,
Yeah, I know. I have to move.
okay, so we'll go with Alex. Okay, so Alex, you do the final 10 in terms of uchuke. Again, same principles applied, all 3. Keep your knees steady regardless if you're doing Maya full body, Hamni half body, or Yaku Hamni reverse half body. Okay, so Amanda, let's start up with you. Okay, so, spotlight and unmute. So I'm going to unmute everyone, so we're going to hear everyone kiai. Okay, Alex, you're second. Alex, you're third. Okay, so Amanda, left leg forward. Come right. Okay. So you actually do 20 techniques, 10 on the left, 10 on the right, all punches. Okay, Aleph, same thing, 20 techniques, 10 on the left, 10 on the right. Ready? Armando, speed and power, making sure you're doing everything we talked about. Hajime! Louder.
Okay. Go. Okay. Go. 2.
Switch feet.
Switch. Ready? Itch. Hit. Go. 2. Tap.
Good. Thank you. Aleph, left leg forward. Okay. So Aleph, I want you to scoot over just to your right so you actually block the mirror with your body. A little more, a little more. Okay. So if we see your shoulders go out of frame, we know you're wobbling because I can't see your knees. Ready? Sotoke. 10 left, 10 right. Or 10 left leg starting, 10 right leg starting. Ready? Hajime!
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
Switch feet.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
Okay. Alex, you mind doing this one sideways? Okay. So again, uchuke, same leg mechanics, just different hip mechanics. Hajime.
1、2、5、6、8、9、10。Right, other side.
Hajime.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
Yame. All right. Thank you. All right. So again, when traversing, although the focus is on your supporting leg, hence your knee, you can use your head, your height, and other things for metrics on whether you're doing technique. Now, this works great when you work in a dojo where you have a mirror. Sometimes you don't have that. Nice thing is you can start a Zoom meeting with yourself, put the laptop on there and watch yourself in the camera. Okay. So it's gonna be a little bit of a lag, but you can move the angle around. You know, you can put the camera down at your knee, the laptop down at your knee. You can do different things like that. And of course, you record it to figure out if you're doing it right. So, okay. Well, thank you. So we both did that material a little quicker than I thought. I was planning on doing pivoting next week. We'll see that, or we might just do a regular burner class. So it depends on what we do Saturday. So let's go ahead and end class. Okay. So say that. Maxo. Makuso Yame, Dojo-kun. Seek perfection of character. Be faithful. Endeavor. Respect others. Refrain from violent behavior. Okay. Hey! Show me.